Hey everyone, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Although I am a licensed clinician, I'm also just a person. I love to be able to be in my real life and speak from that point. And that's where this podcast is coming from. So enjoy.
Searching for truth, looking for answers. There must be a way to another day.
Hi!
Hey!
And we're back. We have been gone for...
I feel like this is how we start off every episode now. It's like, sorry we've been gone for so long.
No, we've been gone for a long time. But we're back. I'm Aaliyah.
And Joe.
And we are the Convenient Truth.
Lots of things happen.
Yeah, lots of things. We've been gone for like a month, I feel like.
You got a new haircut.
I got a new haircut, right?
New color.
And, it's whatever. I'm trying to grow my hair out, and then I have to basically fly to Florida to see my girl so that she can put the blonde back in my hair, because no one, and even Providence, can do the blonde like she did.
I'm sure somebody can.
No one can do it. She's out of control. She's amazing. I even asked her, I texted her and I was like, no one could do it. And she was like, well, actually you have to have, and she like sent me like the criteria of like what you need in order to actually know how to do what she did. So she's like, this is what you have to ask for, like wherever you go. Nobody can do it. So anyway, so a lot has happened. Let's run, we don't have to make this so long, but just, we're just living our lives. Really, we're just living our lives. I think I've been really, really busy and consumed with work.
Yeah, our schedule has changed up a lot too.
Yeah.
Because our daughter's school schedule switched up, and so that kind of threw us off a little bit. And
Yeah.
literally, we've just realized that Sunday is our only time to do this while she's napping once again.
It literally is our only time. Like there's no moment. We don't even have a moment anymore that we can spend just like together. So when we first moved out here, I had a lot of freedom. I only was working like 2 days a week, and I liked that. I enjoyed it. But
And
then
your mom was here too.
Right, my mom was here. But then I came out here. We moved out here, and the overflow of people reaching out for therapy was so big that I opened up my days. And I went from 2 days a week a year later, and now I'm working every fucking day.
Basically. Yeah.
And it's like not really what I wanted originally, but I actually enjoy it. So that's really actually been a lot of time consuming.
It's
stuff.
like good and bad news. You don't want to know that there's that many people that need help, but also it's you're,
I like doing it. I mean, it's
you like what you're doing.
I
staying busy.
don't think I can never do it, so I enjoy it. Let me be clear too, just so that I'm not like coming off as though I work I work 2 full days and then I work 3 half days, basically,
But you're doing something every
I'm doing something every single day now. Yeah, every single day.
life of an entrepreneur, I guess, right?
Yeah. I had Fridays off, and I don't have that off anymore. And it's like that was nice. I was living the life, I felt like, for a minute.
Basically, when we want like time together, we have to pay somebody to babysit.
Now we have to pay someone.
Wayla is gone again.
Willa, aka Mom, is gone again.
She'll be back.
What's been going on with you?
With me.
Nutshell version.
Oh, my back's been killing me.
Your back. That's a big issue.
Yeah, but it does.
And you blew your back out actually a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean that happens at least like 3 times a year, And then, but now it's like I feel like it's slowly coming back. I'm on these new probiotics. Man, I just started them like 3 days ago. I don't even remember the freaking name.
Damn.
One of them is they name the different ones, but one's called Jute. Oh no, it's by Just Thrive. That's who it is.
Just Thrive.
And they've done a lot of research on the interaction between like your gut microbiome and your mental well-being. So this particular one is actually supposed to, get you back down to like normal cortisol levels, all this other stuff, and then I'm on this other probiotic because I was on Aaliyah's probiotic and I think it's just
Visbiome.
too much for me. Like
Visbiome is
she's
what I
got
take.
the colitis and I thought I had something like that, but clearly like you take like 4 or 5 of them a day and I was like taking 2 and then I was down to 1 and it was still like
Yeah.
way too much, meaning like I couldn't shit.
Basically, that's what that meant.
But
Yeah, backed you up.
But yeah, no. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been feeling better. We stopped drinking again because the summer's winding down, so we haven't really stopped drinking. We stopped last weekend.
We stopped last weekend.
We were supposed to stop the weekend before that.
I will say this is and I think I said this to you the other day. Like, so if you've heard the earlier podcast, when we first started, we weren't drinking.
We weren't drinking for months.
We didn't drink not for a year and change. I
Oh,
mean,
it
like
was,
we
it
literally
was,
just
yeah.
for years just were not drinking and only drank really on like special occasions. So if it was like our wedding, we drank. Like someone's wedding, a holiday or whatever.
But we both used to drink pretty regularly
Yeah.
prior to that.
Yeah.
At least every weekend or something.
Right. And so anyway, so we moved out here and the drinking just kind of started happening. It was just kind of like I think we came out here and we weren't drinking by ourselves. What happened was that we started, hanging out with our friends more and I would meet people in the neighborhood and we made friends.
It
and
happened
then,
more like when the summer started, like spring and summer, I think.
for me, it happened the minute I made friends out here because I feel like everyone out here, there's not one person out here that doesn't drink. I mean, it's like if you're not drinking, if you're with someone from New England, then you're fucking weird.
Yeah.
You're fucking weird, So, actually, you're wicked weird. So it's really interesting. So anyway, so we just kind of picked up the habit of just like drinking whenever we go out, etc. We still don't drink at home, just by ourselves. It's always when we have company or go out
It was
or whatever.
still only like once or twice a week, and for me at least, it was only.
But that was a lot.
I was having tops 2 glasses of wine.
Yeah, it was still a lot.
But then that ramped up
it
over
ramped
summertime.
up over the summer. Summer out here is crazy.
And then we just blew our load like
Blew
on my birthday.
our load
right?
on your birthday.
Yeah. Like we just
I
said, fuck it. And
I have not been that hungover since literally before I met you. I wasn't even that hungover for my 40th because I was just more high, I think, than I was.
this wasn't even my
Then I was
40th. We
drunk.
just had friends in town and we just said, fuck
Right.
it.
This was your 41st. Like, it's so special, right?
42nd, actually.
Shit, 42nd. No, it's not.
Now I am actually 42.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of 40s, this is our 49th episode, which means the next one is a big 50.
I know.
So we're going to have to plan something like a serious something.
Big for that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's been going on. Oh, also, I mean, I posted this on my Instagram, which a lot of people on here can't see that, but so I always spoke about the psychedelic assisted therapy on here. I remember we had a bunch of episodes about that and how I'm really interested in it. And I want to actually start utilizing that therapeutic technique, which because there are no rules really and laws about it right now because it's so new and it's just kind of like, opening up to the world right now. Basically, any clinician who's a licensed clinician, if they have a psychiatrist who they work with who's willing to prescribe ketamine for them, then they can do the psychedelic assisted therapy even now, My thing is that I don't feel comfortable doing that. I don't feel comfortable doing that because I've never done it before in terms of assisting someone through that process on a therapeutic level, on a clinical level, So I was trying to get into all these programs. I tried to get into MAPS, which is one of the biggest, they're privately funded, right? Biggest privately funded organizations that focus solely on all the psychedelic research out there.
Yeah, they're huge. They're
huge.
working with like governments and stuff.
Huge. So anyway, I tried to get into them, and they never got back to me. So I just figured, okay. And then throughout the other trainings that I've been to, I started getting more information on some other organizations. And there's another one called Fluence that's also pretty high up there and does a lot of research in the psychedelic world. And so I applied, I had an interview, and they accepted me. And I'm super psyched. It's like a year postgraduate program. What are you doing?
Just keep going.
Okay. It's like a year postgraduate program. So I'm really, really excited about that, just to see just really how much I learn, how much information I get. And within the first 6 months, I could actually start really utilizing it. And most likely will know more at that point than now. So I'm really excited about it. And I don't know what you're doing, dude. Honestly, this is why'd you even end it? It was fine.
Because I was on the wrong profile. We're talking about Instagram here. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Just,
I thought you were
can't you
supposed to have
just
all
ignore me?
No, not when you're in my face doing all these things and I'm trying to have a conversation about something cool.
Sorry.
Anyway, so I got in and I'll start that most likely in December. So from December, 6 months after that, I'll be able to hopefully really start using it and have made some really good connections and stuff like that. So I'm stoked.
All right, we're not going live on Instagram. I'm shutting it
this
down.
is ridiculous.
It's too much.
You're
It's
ruining the flow.
Yeah. It's a mess.
So anyway, so I'm psyched about that. I'm psyched to learn more and use this therapy, use this medicine for what it's really can be used for. Also, we're going to be going on a retreat, a psychedelic retreat.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Which I'm super psyched for. We looked into it to the top ones out there. There's one in Mexico called Buena Vida, and they're one of the top ones to also go to. They're a great place out there. So if you're interested in going on a psychedelic therapeutic retreat, I would check out Buena Vida. And they do psilocybin out there, which is just another that's mushrooms, but it's not legal here in the United States yet. So we're going to be doing that coming up soon. I'm super excited for that. And that actually all came about due to this conversation we had. We had a discussion for the 45th time or 45th, 100th time about me doing something else and doing something more, I guess, so basically I have anxiety, right? I also have obsessive compulsive thoughts. And due to that, when I was pregnant, it just ramped up to a point where it was almost for me, very uncontrollable. It got really bad. I had postpartum. I was having very vivid, obsessive thoughts. I could see it, picture them. It was really, really OCD at its highest. So about, I would say maybe 6 months into me being postpartum or so, I couldn't really take it anymore. It was just too much. I couldn't breathe, that was the issue that was happening with me. Even before that, it felt like someone was on the inside squeezing my bronchial tube, so it felt like I really couldn't breathe. But I was getting 100% oxygen, but I would go for a breath, and it was a shortened breath, and then I would start to panic even more. So it was this whole thing. So anyway, I, went to a therapist during my postpartum time because I was clearly there's something going on here. I have postpartum and I want to get this resolved. So I went to a therapist. I went to mom's groups and everything. But this feeling in my chest, just and this whole not breathing thing would not go away no matter what I was doing. It was amazing to me. And I just couldn't. I had to surrender. And it's so interesting because I'm a clinician. But in my own personal world, mentally, I was so resistant to medication like for myself. I was like, I could do this, like on my own. Like so many people who I speak to have that same thought process. Like it happens every single day. Everyone's like, no, like I'm not going to do it. I could do it on my own, blah, blah, blah. Like I'm not going to go to meds. It's like a weakness kind of thing. I think that people see it as. And finally I was like, fuck this. So got on some medication just to kind of get me to a more stable place. And when I got on the medication Joe was very resistant and very not in with me doing. We had a conversation about it, and I had mentioned to him, I was like, look, I'm only going to be on it until I can be at a place where I can be a little more stable and not have this feeling in my chest and just be like not so exhausted in my life, because I was so exhausted. Now, cut to, we're about I would say 2 years, I would say probably later, 2 years later, and I'm still on the medication that I take, and it's worked for me. I mean, it really has, between the combination of the medication and, I was doing therapy a lot also during that time. It just helped my anxiety so much, and especially that breathing. It was the breathing, like I could not breathe. That I have not experienced that since I've been on the meds, and I feel so light. So anyway, I told him I would only be on it. Every once in a while now he brings it up to me and he'll ask, hey, Leah, so
how's that going?
How's that going? When are you going? Now, again, as we know, along with certain SSRIs, certain medications out there for depression and anxiety, etc., you get side effects. And what I have also told my patients is like, so some of these side effects are really shitty, and some of them are like, I guess, like manageable, right? I think it just really depends on what is important for you in your life and what you're willing or not willing to really have as a side effect, right? So some of the side effects of any SSRI that you're going to get is, you can have headaches, you could have stomach issues, you can have issues with sleep, so not sleeping, so like insomnia. You can have lower libido, meaning like no sex drive, like, so a lot of stuff like that. For me, it gave side effects, and it gave, also weight gain. So for me, it gave me the side effect of weight gain, as well as lowered my libido. But my obsessiveness, especially how high that it was when I was in postpartum, has been like, it's so manageable. It's amazing. So I've been kind of like borderline like scared to even get off of it, because I'm like, man, like I'm like, I remember how awful that was, and I don't want to go back there. So anyway, throughout this conversation that we had, because he always kind of brings it up and just kind of keeps me thinking about it, we decided, I was like, look, you know what? I understand what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, and I don't want to be on the medication. I want to find a different route of doing it. I am going into the into the psychedelic world. I do know how amazing it is for anxiety and obsessive compulsive thoughts. So you know what? Let's do a retreat. Because if anything's going to really help me to not have to take medication anymore, so that I don't have these fucking side effects, right? Then I'll definitely do a psychedelic retreat, So that's what we're doing now, and so we're looking into that retreat, and I'm actually really excited about it, because I know the just how amazing the research has been on mushrooms, psilocybin, and obsessive compulsive disorder, or just thoughts or anxiety. So I'm super, super stoked about that. So I'll keep you guys posted. That was my long story of my anxiety. But yeah.
It's, I'm down to do it. Honestly, I feel as though personally, like I'm like, I've already died on shrooms. I've had that awakening, but I've never done it in a therapeutic environment. So that could be, most likely will be totally different. I've kind of just done it so many times that I've just figured things out along the way. So yeah, I'm excited to go. I'm more excited to just go to Mexico whenever we do decide to go, but not more excited, but like I'm excited about that, and then doing it with you.
Well, you're really there for
like,
me.
Yeah, it's more like support.
Right, like you asked me, you were like, do you want to go by yourself? And I was like, no, I definitely would like to do it with you there.
Hold on, we didn't. You did think about this again, and you brought it back up about doing it yourself, didn't you?
No.
Oh no, I thought
No.
you said that.
I mean, I would, but I just feel like you're such a great support for me for everything in life that, like, why would I want to do something so big and so amazing like that and not have you there? That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of. I wouldn't say scared. I'm just like.
I feel like shit's going to
such-
really unravel with you because honestly, although you've done it on just a social
I haven't done it
aspect, you
since
haven't done it
we've
therapeutically.
been married and like kids and,
And you
stuff like that.
haven't
is
done
all.
it clinically with
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
there clinically who's really like,
Yeah,
So I'm
because
psyched
there's
about that.
been since the last time I did it, maybe like 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago. It's like a lot has changed too, and I've taken on way more responsibilities and stress and all this other stuff. So who knows? But I'm like, I'm I'm kind of like anxious about doing it a little bit, and also kind of like, I don't know, a little scared maybe.
yeah.
Not scared, like, because I know what it is,
But I think
it's just like
I think the anxiety is that the anxiety and the fear go hand in hand.
it's
I
just
mean, it is-
the amount of time, and I think you have when you're at this retreat, it's like for 5 days or something.
Yeah,
You got to
it's
do
5
it
days.
like 2 times or something. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to do it 1 time. Like I'm like
Right.
at this point in my life, I'm like maybe every 10 years, upgrade the freaking spiritual
well, it seems
fucking
like
whatever.
Wouldn't it be? It hasn't been 10 years.
No, well, depending on when we go, it'll be like.
When's the last time that you had that experience where you died?
That was like 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, I mean, you're fine.
It was like a
5 or 6 years ago.
year before I met you. Not even.
All right. Well, you're almost there. And we're not waiting for you
Yeah,
to
we're
meet that.
halfway
We're not
there.
waiting for you to hit that 10 years, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So whatever. Yeah, I'm down. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck.
So that's our life. Look into those retreats if you guys are interested. They're great. Just a lot of good stuff out there right now. So
Yeah. But as far as anxiety and stuff, like I am on this experiment with these new probiotics, and this is like my 4th or 5th day now, and I am feeling, because I started getting that tightness in my chest and my breathing too. And this is only the past month or so, a couple months, I've been getting it. And since I've been on this, I haven't had that. So that's good. Although it's made me way chiller, but I feel like today I have a little bit more energy than I've been having.
way more energy.
Right.
Yeah, the first day you were like,
It's like this thing is like, it's like detoxing me, and it's also spore based. So like there's a process. So it basically gets into your system and then starts multiplying, and it takes time to build up. So I feel like things are happening now. Actually, it's a patented strain of probiotics that that they've done many studies on. So this company, Just Thrive, is the only place where you can get this stuff. But I'll keep you guys posted. I'm keep doing this, and I'll see how I feel. And so far, so good. And I'm starting to poop again.
that's always good. Honestly, our daughter hasn't pooped really yesterday or
She's
today.
been going. It's just been
She
like,
didn't poop yesterday and she didn't poop today yet.
I think she went yesterday.
No, she didn't. I asked her if she pooped in the morning when she was refusing to get off the toilet. And
Oh, no, she
said-
did.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, because she
Yeah,
told me
bo-
she didn't.
Yeah, she's like a big liar now. Like everything she says is bullshit. I can't trust anything she says anymore. Like it literally could be the dumbest shit,
so
and
funny.
you're like, I don't know if that's the truth.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That I was way more concerned actually than
Yeah. No. She actually has been going.
because I've heard her on the potty when she's like
She's
trying
pushing.
to push.
Dude, I
but like
feel bad.
not only is she like straining, but the gas that comes out of her, it sounds like me with my colitis.
Yeah, we gotta. I don't know.
And so
something.
I actually really think she may have first of all, she was seeing a gastroenterologist in Florida, so we should definitely get that back.
Yeah, when she was a baby. I mean, she's had a dairy intolerance since she was born. So there's things going on there. it could possibly be the probiotics as well. We might have to switch to a different one.
And another thing, she's been also wanting to go to the potty a lot more now. And in my head, I'm thinking, I wonder if she has the feeling of having to take a shit, but every time she goes, nothing's coming out, which is colitis, which is freaking ulcerative colitis.
She doesn't have that yet. I mean,
it's the story of my life.
She's way too young.
I mean, but every time she goes, it's just gas.
No, she goes. Anyways, probably everybody that has like a 2-3-year-old is like fucking talking about their kid's shit like 5 times a day.
You have to. Yes, so like, you just have to. Like,
Yeah,
you got to monitor it.
world revolves around shit. I don't know. Okay, what do you got?
What do I have?
What do you got?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I feel like there was a bunch of things that have been going on. The I don't know, student loan thing that's been going on.
So
That should be catching up
I
soon,
just got
then.
an update actually, because so for those of you who want to get in on this student loan forgiveness, just in case you don't know, you can like sign up at the Department of Education to get like the just like reminders of like, hey, just let you know, like it's like this is when it's going to come out or whatever, and then they'll tell you exactly when the application comes out, and then you can be one of the first to fill it out, get it out there. So but they said I haven't got, actually that's a lie, I just got one not too long ago. Yep, just today or yesterday.
I did too.
Okay,
It's just letting you know that something's coming soon.
well, it's got to be coming soon. It's got to be coming soon.
Yeah, I think they said October, so.
Yeah, so, and we're in October, so it should be happening. But then there's some things that change with it, and I'm a little confused as to what it means, because one of the parts was like, if the loans were from like years ago or something like that, and I'm like, well, fuck, that's me. I mean,
Everybody's loans are from years ago. What do you mean?
not everybody.
Yeah, what did you send me the other day?
There are people who are in school right now who just took out loans like probably 2 years ago. I'm talking
right.
about like fucking 2006.
But what about it?
2007. It was saying something about if your loans were from like, like way more than just like a long, long time ago, basically.
What
Then
about it?
something that like you don't qualify or some shit. But there was something else along with it that I don't know. So I have no idea. I'm hoping that I fucking qualify, because that's basically like all I owe.
Well, you don't have a credit card or whatever?
No, I mean, that's all I owe for a student loan.
Oh,
Right. And my credit card debt is like nothing. I told you how much I have on my credit card. It's like,
yeah.
so anyway, yeah. What are you looking up?
I was just looking up this whole. So the doctor for Planned Parenthood basically came out and told Congress, because he was testifying in front of Congress, saying that men can get pregnant. That's what he says.
Right. My thing about that, and okay, so first and foremost, wow, right? Just because my whole life I've been with the thought that scientifically and just biologically that can't happen.
Well, that thought is still true, I believe.
Well, so what I want to know though, and this is why I kind of want to watch and hear what he's saying, because I feel like I can't really make any kind of comment on it.
All right, I thought it was 30 minutes. Yeah, okay, so it's 3 minutes. Hold on.
I can't make a comment on it until he explains like how that's so.
Hold on, where's the one? There we go. Right? Yeah. Okay, so let's play this. And all right, I realized last time that
Where's the
I have to
volume?
put the microphone up to this. Hold on, it's not playing yet.
And while we're talking about science, let's talk about biology. And let's just keep it real simple. Just 2 yes or no questions. And this is for Dr. Kumar. Dr. Kumar, can biological men become pregnant and give birth?
So men can have pregnancies, especially trans men.
So can biological men become pregnant and give birth? So are you saying
Especially
that a
trans,
biological
yeah.
female who identifies as a man and therefore becomes pregnant is, quote, a man? Is that what you're saying?
these questions about who can become pregnant are really missing the point. I'm here to talk
No,
about
no, no,
what's
no, no,
happening
no.
in Texas.
This is me
Somebody-
asking a question
I'm answering
and
your
you
question.
answering. I'm asking the question, sir, not you.
Right, and I'm answering the question. Somebody with a uterus may have the capability of becoming pregnant, whether they're a woman or a man. That doesn't make a
Okay,
difference.
we're done.
Not
We're
every
done.
person with
This
a
isn't
uterus has
complicated.
the ability
Let
to
me
become
tell you,
pregnant.
if a person has
This
a
is
uterus
medicine.
and is born female, they are a woman. That is not a man, and the vast majority of the world considers that to be a woman because there are biological differences between men and women. I mean, clearly, any high school biology class teaches that men and women have different chromosomes. Females are XX chromosome and male are XY chromosome. Can't believe it's necessary to say this, but men cannot get pregnant and cannot give birth, regardless of how they identify themselves. Why in the world would Democrats have brought in a person whose title is Director of Trans Care for an abortion hearing when only biological women can become pregnant? Dr. Kumar, in your
Okay,
opening
so he's-
statement, you said, quote, abortion bans are inherently racist, inherently classist, and fundamentally part of the white supremacy agenda. How do you rationalize working for Planned Parenthood, an organization founded by Margaret Sanger, someone who associated with white supremacist groups and eugenics? Margaret Sanger's entire focus was to decimate communities of color through abortion to eliminate their future generations.
You know, at a time,
How many abortions have you performed in your lifetime?
if I can answer your
No,
question,
no, no. How many abortions have you performed in your lifetime?
likely thousands.
Likely thousands. Okay. So as a doctor yourself, do you believe you have terminated enough unborn babies to justify Margaret Sanger's beliefs and your continuance of her legacy? This is unconscionable. This is inexcusable. I'm thankful it is now criminal, and I look forward to the day when life is again respected across our entire nation. In closing, I'd like to ask for unanimous consent to submit for the record a copy of the United States Constitution, which, despite my Democrat colleagues' absurd claims, does not, and I repeat, does not include a constitutional right to abortion. The word abortion doesn't even exist in it. And I would also like to ask unanimous consent to submit for the record the Declaration of Independence, which highlights the inalienable right to life.
So ordered.
Thank you, and I yield back.
What?
I mean, well, that went.
This is like shifted. So it, like
Representative
Hold on.
Fox, you're now recognized.
the whole thing shifted.
That went into another stratosphere for real quick. But you know what he was talking about was at the end is, I believe the whole thing. He's basically saying that
Well, first of all, say who's he? Who
the
you're talking about.
congressman or the senator, whoever was speaking there, said
This is
Mr. Klein.
this is for. I just want to be clear. From your perspective, based on what you heard, you believe that he sang and now go.
Right. I was just
I just
trying
wanna
to
be clear.
justify the ending of that. It was basically he's coming from a law perspective, it sounds like, at the end of that. And he's basically stating the federal government, there is no rules or things that say that they have the right to allow anything like. But I think he was more on the side of like, pro-life, it sounds like, which, okay, whatever. But he makes a good point of that the federal government shouldn't be involved in any of this. They shouldn't even be having this hearing. It's between, But what he was saying prior to that, that's what I wanted to discuss with like. So what makes sense is that doctor for Planned Parenthood, what
Well,
he
he's
was
the dir-
saying.
he's also he's the director of
In a re-
trans care.
Right.
But why did they have him? I'm confused as to what was his role in this whole hearing.
I don't know.
I don't know
It
that.
even sound like the congressman was confused on that as well.
But he wouldn't even let him talk. So I mean,
Yeah, well, I mean, so the doctor was trying to, in a roundabout way, say that if you identify as a man, you can get pregnant. That's what I got from it. And the congressman was like, no, biologically, if you were born as a man, can you get pregnant? and like the doctor wanted to like twist that question around and make it fit the male pregnancy thing, but I don't. Is there a way around that? I don't think so.
Also, I just want to be clear. I'm open, and I would love it actually if really anybody can freaking have a baby or give birth. So, if what the doctor was saying, let's say, was coming from an actual scientific place of yes, this is actually, we have seen research, this is happening now. I want to know about this research because that sounds fucking amazing to me.
But he wasn't.
And I literally actually would love to actually hear about that, like truthfully. The only reason why I think he wasn't, though, is because I also believe that the congressman was coming at him really aggressively. And anytime he was trying to answer would cut him off. So therefore he didn't really have, and then it seems like the doctor got flustered.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot. It was just,
Yeah,
it was just
I
a
would have
very
liked
aggressive setting.
I would have liked to hear what he had to say, but from what I did hear, he was basically saying
he didn't get to say much though. The
Well, no,
fucking
he's-
guy was like completely cutting him off
he
every
said
single time.
anyone with the uterus, however you identify, can get pregnant. But basically, if you have a uterus, I mean, is there a surgery where men can get uteruses implanted, functional uteruses implanted into their body? Is that
Honestly, I don't see why not at this point. I feel like
You
everything
don't see
is
why
so,
not?
Everything's so possible. Anything's possible now.
like literally you'd have to build like a fucking humanoid because women have I swear to God, women have like specially designed like hips, you know, their bodies are made. They're literally designed to have babies.
I feel like somewhere
from
in-
the cellular level. Like you would literally have to rip someone apart and like piece them all to fucking together, and you'd have this like walking Frankenstein that might be able to give birth, maybe.
Oh,
you know what
wait
I'm
a
saying?
minute. I know what he's saying. It just hit me, I think. Yes. Okay. So there actually a long time ago was this article and this thing that came out about this male who actually, in fact, was pregnant.
I remember that. Yeah.
Right. He's a man and he was pregnant and had a baby, pictures and everything. I think the piece to that story though that wasn't really highlighted when they first came out with it, because everybody was like, "Oh my God, this man is pregnant. This is a amazing thing happening right now in the world." But to my understanding, from that article was that this was actually he biologically
Was
from
born
birth
a woman.
was born a woman, and so then transitioned into a male,
Well, that
and
makes
then
perfect
as a
sense.
man got pregnant, which therefore men actually then can get pregnant because it happened. And
no,
the reason-
because then you go back to the documentary "What Is a Woman."
I know, but I understand that. But there's going to always be two different views on this, okay? Because not everybody thinks the same way in this world, and that's okay. There's always going to be one view that comes from the scientific and biological view, which is, okay, but biologically, he was a woman, okay? So therefore, he has a uterus and da-da-da-da-da, and the whole entire, and that's why. So therefore, a man did not give birth or get pregnant. A woman did because biologically, and that's that side. And then there are going to be other individuals who are coming from just the standpoint of, I mean, look, I get it. Like, yeah, I understand that. Like, he was born a woman, but now in this part of his life, and when he got pregnant, he was a man and he identifies as a man. He does not identify as a woman.
Yeah, but-
so to say there was a woman, that this is a woman who gave birth, no, he was a man who gave birth. So if you're coming from that standpoint, then that makes sense to me. But it's all I'm saying is that people are going to have two sides because that's just how the world is, you know? And, I mean, everyone thinks that their side is valid, etc.
But at some, there was a point there that it becomes like fantasy or just perception, like whatever you decide.
It's just based on people's thought process.
I mean, I could decide
and just how people were. Listen, again, everyone's brain does not. If I speak to just a regular medical doctor, like honestly, even my dad, to be honest, like I feel like if I I mean, my dad's pretty liberal. Like, he's very liberal, actually, and like very, democratic and that whole entire nine. But if I were to have this conversation with him and I was like, Dad, okay, so, you're born a woman, right? You transition into a male, okay? And as a male, you get pregnant, So would you then say that men can get pregnant? Which I'm going to ask him this question later on just because I want to hear what he has to say to this. But I feel like he would say, well, I mean, no, because it was a woman, right? Because he comes from the medical science, world. He's 71. He's a doctor. That's how and he goes based on that.
I would say that man can get pregnant.
However,
that's what I would say.
However, there are other individuals out in the world, other doctors, I'm sure, and other people, other professionals who have a different way of looking at it and a different, and.
But when you say men, you're talking about all men, right? All of them, including me. I cannot get pregnant.
Well, right. So I don't know how I'm just trying to make a connection because that article stands out in my head. And when it came out in the scene, the headlines were like, this man gave birth, but in fact, biologically, he was a woman.
Right. So
I don't know if that's I don't know if that's what the doctor's talking about and just saying, well, because he said, right, if you're someone who identifies as a male, right? Is that what he said?
If you have a uterus and you identify as a male, that's how he described it.
If you have a uterus, that's me, but identify as a male, so that's not me. But you identify as a male, but you have a uterus. Oh yeah, so that's just like
That's the same thing as the
same
article.
Story I just said. Yeah, well then that's what he's saying.
Okay, but what the world, I mean, 99% of the world believe to be men, like that believe a man is a man, like someone like me that doesn't have a uterus.
Yeah, but that's not what the doctor.
But that's the phrasing, though. The phrasing when you're saying men.
If you have a uterus and identify as a male, then you can give birth. That's what he's saying. And yes,
so
that actually, in fact, is correct.
All right. Yes.
I mean, now, how it started, though, how that whole thing started was the congressman, I think, asked him, are you telling me that men can give birth? That's what the congressman asked. And then that's when the doctor then said, he started off saying, yes, but I think he...
But then he also asked biological.
But then he got cut off instantly. Congressman came back and was like, so you're telling me, blah, blah, blah. I think that in the event that the congressman just let him fucking talk the first time, the doctor would have then finished and said, yes.
The congressman clearly had like an agenda to
he had an agenda, and that's what he was trying to push. And I get it from that standpoint, but I honestly think that he set the doctor up to look like he was in the, saying that. I just think the whole thing got.
Yeah, I get both perspectives. It's like frustrating, I guess, on both sides, right? But I mean, there has to be a point where you got to break things down. Like everything has a breaking point, right? This is a mug. You might call it a cup. All right, what makes it a mug instead of a cup? All right, it's got a handle, it's shorter. You usually put tea in it or whatever, but a cup is maybe a glass that might be taller. But it's all perspective. We just have these names for things, right? There's no biological shit to this. So if you call it a cup, I'm just like, fuck it, whatever, it's a cup. I think if people have a tough time doing that with humans and biology, because biological things are like black or white sometimes, you know?
I think it's just solely, again, it's based on your thought process, how you, everyone has a different brain, a different
But the
different way of
problem with
thinking.
that is it's like a tipping point, right? It's like, okay, well, if you're going to be like, okay, well, a man can get pregnant or whatever, and we all just have to say, okay, I guess so, some can or whatever. All right, fine, some. Then just say trans men can get pregnant, because all men cannot get pregnant, right?
He didn't say that all. He did not say that all.
But whatever. Whatever. If we're going,
it was a fucking setup, because the congressman was literally, he just cut him off so quickly.
Forget about this. I'm talking in general.
Okay, but no one has said that. So you're talking as though people are saying.
Well, I've heard there's
a lot.
Hear
anyway, this guy didn't say it.
We can go on Google. We can go on Google. Watch. I'll go on Google right now and I'll type in, can men get pregnant? And there's going to be 30 articles, maybe more. There's probably like 100 articles, right? Men get. Oops, I spelled it wrong.
No, it's can you get pregnant? You have to put can men get pregnant.
Oh, I thought I did.
You put meh.
Can men become pregnant? There's 1, 2.
They're
3,
questions, though. It's
4,
all questions.
5.
None of them are saying that men can. They're just questions.
Oh, right. But what I'm saying is,
You
they're
were
talking
starting
about
off
it.
by saying, you were just saying, I bet you, saying that men can get pregnant. None of these are saying that men
I'm
can
not
get
saying
pregnant.
that,
It's saying
but,
can.
But look at all the articles. Men. Nobody's saying can trans
Go
men.
back up for a second. Hold on. Go down. Yes, it's possible for men to become pregnant and give birth to children of their own. Click on that. That's from Healthline.
You're going to go down the rabbit hole here, and I'm just trying to make
Hold
a
on.
point.
Well,
You want to go down the rabbit hole.
No, but my thing is this: if you're trying to make a point, then I want to make sure that I have all the
My
information
point is a
that I
general
need
point.
to make sure that I can challenge it.
My point is a general point, and why do you need to challenge it? Can't you
Hold
just
on.
agree?
Yes, it's possible for men to become pregnant and give birth to children of their own. In fact, it's probably a lot more common than you might think.
See, this
In
is
order
bullshit.
to explain, we'll need to break down some common misconceptions about how we understand the term man. Okay,
Right.
hold on. I just have to finish. Not all people who were... Okay, this is... Right, this is what... Not all people who were assigned
Right.
male at birth
Then
identify as men.
Then start the article off.
I see what you're saying.
Trans men, not fucking men. This is the problem, you know? They're trying to, I don't know what's going on, but it's there has to be a fucking line, guys. There just has to be. And I'm not mad that trans men can get pregnant. Fucking do it. I don't give a fuck. That's great. Cool. But, don't try to, take something that is not yours. Men are men. They exist. They are real. They cannot get pregnant. A man, biological man. It's just a fact. It just is. We can think and wish and want and whatever, all we want. But it's this is where it starts to go into fantasy world. And there's a line where something like this gets accepted worldwide, and we're all just yeah, any men, if you really want to, you can go get pregnant if you want to, and you just have to get XYZ surgeries or whatever the fuck it is. Then we're going down this rabbit hole of what else? Now I can just say this mug is a cell phone, that computer is a camera, whatever I want goes now.
So then do you believe then that, because you do understand and do know that when you are a trans male or a trans female, let's say, right, and that is now who you are in terms of your
Mentality.
no, and right, your mentality or just even physical because there's surgery, whatever, right? Then you do understand though too that you can actually now get that changed on your social security card. You can get that changed just on your driver's license. You can get it changed.
Yeah,
on your-
I believe this is. We've gone to
okay,
another.
so
I think
you
it's
think
a
that
little
that's
much.
too much?
I think it is. I think it's, and because that they've even allowed that, I think it's just I get it. But once again, going back to I think the last podcast or 2 podcasts ago, why don't we all just, instead of all this craziness in fantasy world, let's just start working on the reasons why these are happening in the first place. Why is a boy coming out thinking that he's a girl? Why is a girl coming out thinking that they're a boy? There's reasons for this. And maybe we should get to the bottom of it, And we could all work together, no matter whether you're trans or man or woman or gay. It doesn't fucking matter, because we all want to come out the way we're supposed to come out.
Look at this.
Mentally.
Uterus transplants.
That's fine, but I believe
First baby born from a transplanted uterus was in Sweden, October 2014.
transplanted into a man.
Let's see. Most recently, a family in India welcomed a baby from a transplanted womb. The first such case in the country, of course, like many. This method was developed with cisgender women.
See, this
in
is
mind.
what why are they trying to manipulate your minds? Why don't you just be straight up? They just they catch you with this thing, You know, oh yeah, we transplanted it. Well, you transplanted it into another fucking woman. So who gives a fuck? Not who
Right,
gives a fuck, but
many
you
have
know.
begun to speculate that this procedure could also apply to transgender women and other MMU folks. Well, I mean,
Good luck. Listen, I want to see that. I want to see the whole documentary of the man becoming a woman and having a baby, because I can guarantee you there's going to be so many complications. That guy, girl, whatever you want to call him, is going to have so many issues because that male body is not meant to give birth. And where's it coming out of? Your freaking ass? Like, or I guess you get a vagina installed, I guess. I'm kind of joking, but I don't mean to. I'm like a little bit being sarcastic because it's like, to me, it's like, are we creating like a new type of humanoid? Is this what we're trying to do? We're all like surgically putting something together that doesn't exist? Is that what, I mean, if that's what we're trying to do, okay, cool. Let's make some sort of new humanoid. But don't call them men. You know? That's all I ask.
I think what stands out to me in this whole thing that you're saying right now is that you actually knew it cisgender men.
Yeah.
That's what stands. I was like, wait, I thought you were going to ask me. So I was
Well, they
waiting for you
put
to
that
ask
word
me.
in there.
And then I was like, oh my God, he clearly knows what it meant.
They put
Wow.
that word in there to fucking confuse people. It's crazy. Why are you even writing this article? What is the purpose of this article? It's to manipulate people into thinking, because most people just read the headlines in the first paragraph. And they're going to be like, holy shit, I read it in Healthline that a man can get pregnant. Oh, don't know what the word cisgender means, though. And also didn't read the rest of the fucking paragraph that explains that it was transplanted into another fucking woman. So what did you really fucking do? So a woman had a uterus that was not working properly. So they took another uterus and put it into that woman, whatever the fuck they want to call themselves. But it biologically was a woman, and they just replaced it with another uterus. That is actually an amazing thing, right? Because some women have fucked up uteruses and they can't have kids. So here we go. New technology. Here's a new uterus. Boom, you can have a kid. Now, putting that in a man is a totally other world. You need to literally create Frankenstein because there's so many fucking things that have to happen.
I mean, they do say, there would be additional challenges, but I don't see any obvious problem that would preclude it. It's likely that supplementation to replicate hormonal phases during pregnancy would be necessary, and a cesarean section would also be necessary, right? So that makes sense to me. I mean,
I get so riled up only because I'm like, what? And then at this point, I start questioning what's the real truth. What are we even doing here? What's happening in the world? What's that? What's this? Is that a TV? Or is that like a fucking, what do you want to call it? What do you want to call that thing? You can call these things fucking lights or fucking spaceships. Whatever we want. What are you thinking right now?
I'm not. I mean,
For me,
I don't agree with what you're saying, but I also feel like it can come off as very.
I know.
Because you're being very,
very coming off
passionate,
very
passionate
curb
about
you
it.
enthusiastic. That's what I'm coming off.
Larry
as.
David. I know. That's honestly just who he is, you guys.
Yeah.
He's really, truly just Larry David. And if you want to know who that is, just watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, and then it'll make so much sense to you. And then you'll just be like, oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know.
David.
There's something, like, I am totally in on change and transition, and I'm not, like, stuck in the past or anything like that. I'm not like the old grandpa that's like, fuck my day, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm, like, all about, like, new, inventive, like, let's create, do new things and stuff, genders, whatever you want to be. I don't really care. I really don't. I'm like, we're gay friends, whatever. Whatever. I really don't care. I just don't want them calling something like this a man that can get pregnant, because that is not the truth. And why can't I say that is not the truth? Because it actually is, and everybody knows it
No one
is.
says that. You can't say it. Everybody
So
has
is
the right
it?
to say
Is that
whatever
the
they wanna
truth?
say.
Is it the truth? Would you say that?
I
Look,
have
you
a different.
can't.
I have a different way of
Can't.
I have a different way of looking at things, though. I see
Oh,
things.
you
from,
can
understand. I see things from everyone's perspective. I don't just
I
see
do too.
things from one way. So
I do
I
too.
hear you. It's not that I don't, and I also hear somebody else. I see it from all angles. So for me, I don't really. This is where I kind of just sit. I'm always just kind of the person that just kind of sits, in the middle and just listens to what everybody has to say, and and because everybody is coming from their own space, so
Well, then I might as well be a doctor
what
or
are
a
you gonna do?
scientist,
Let me ask you a
or
question.
you can call me whatever you want.
What if your daughter, let's just say, because now you have a kid, you have a daughter, right? So what if your beautiful, precious little girl, right, that you love so much, solely, right? What if she decides to transition? And she is now a trans male. And now from her perspective, or from his perspective, it's going to be, he is a man. You're going to argue with, how,
No, I'm
how
going to
is
say,
that
I'm going
gonna-
to say you can have whatever perspective you want. I know you had a vagina when you were born.
See, but that right there is dismissing. That's going to be dismissive, and that could fuck shit
Why is that
up
going to be dismissive?
psychologically.
Hold on, but why is that dismissive when it's a reality?
It's
So reality is
it's-
dismissive?
It's not going to be his reality. It doesn't matter. It might
Well,
not
hold
be his
on.
reality.
Then this is where I'm saying anything goes.
Yes,
What if
anything
I
goes.
really believe that this hat is attached to my head and it's built in,
Listen,
and I can never take this off?
The other thing is
Like,
this. Let's be clear.
You're
okay?
dismissing my thoughts
Let's
of
be
what I
clear.
think.
Understand something. Let's take Soul for example. Okay, if Soul wanted to be trans, right? And now Soul is a he, okay? And now he believes very firmly that he is now a male, identifies as a male, okay? And you say a comment such as, okay, fine, you're a man, I understand it. But I know when you were born you had a vagina. The reason why it's dismissive is not because of what it is that Soul may believe or not. It's dismissive because at the end of the day, he has transitioned because he did not feel fucking okay in the female body that he was in. So now for you to fucking remind him that he was born with a fucking vagina when he wishes he was born with a fucking penis is fucking dismissive.
I wish I had $1 million.
Now this really gets me going.
Like, where? All right, let me ask you.
Joe,
No.
I'm not. Listen.
Can I ask you a question?
Soul could know that it's fact.
You're
okay?
being the
Soul
congressman
could know-
right now.
Wait a minute. Soul could know that it's fact biologically. Okay, just like a lot of my freaking patients know that it's biologically a fact. Okay, but to make a comment like that to someone who has been literally just miserable in their fucking biological
I'm not
skin with their biological
listen.
body parts, and then for you to make a comment like that is fucking hurtful.
All right, so the world needs to change.
I'm not saying the world. I'm just saying for us in our life,
Oh,
for
but-
you with our daughter.
So we would need
okay?
to change.
In that situation,
Why in that situation only? Think of
I'm not
another
saying-
situation
I'm
where
not
the
saying
world
that-
changes
listen, no.
for somebody's thoughts.
the thing is this, okay? The world is too big. So the reason
All right,
why I'm
right,
not
the world
wait,
around
wait.
them.
So the reason why I'm not saying that the world doesn't need to change
But
is
it's
solely-
happening.
Joe, is solely because I cannot control everybody else in the fucking world and what they think. Right now,
I agree.
I'm using a specific example pertaining to our family and our life. That is what I can fucking control, okay? So in that example, yes, you do need to fucking change.
I would call her Todd or Bill or whatever name she wants to be called. I will, it's like I can only play the game for so long to a certain point.
It's not a game. What fucking game are you talking about?
It's the game
not a
of
fucking
like
game.
of like reality.
Oh my fucking God. Listen, she's not dumb. She knows biologically what the hell is going on and what she was born with.
Okay,
Why
then
do you have to remind her
then
of
she
that?
shouldn't get offended by anything.
But why do you
then.
need to remind her of that? Why does it have
Remind
to
her.
be like a
It's a
like
fact.
an extra? What? Oh my God! Oh my God!
You know what? I don't like being reminded of like maybe shitty things that I've done in the past, but they happened and I admit that they happened. Like I was not the nicest person or whatever. I know these are like multiple levels above this because this is considered to be a very deep, intimate thought of like how you perceive yourself. But, you know, I perceived myself differently
So Soul has
when I was younger than I do now.
So Soul is now self-harming, right? She's cutting herself. She's
Why?
miserable. Wait, she has depression. She has suicidal thoughts. All these things going on, right? All these things going on because of this just misery of state that she's been in because of this
I
whole,
understand
you know,
that.
this whole process, right? And now here she has a dad who, okay, says he supports and says he does all those things, but for some reason, whenever we're in conversation, has to just throw in that.
No, I would never talk about it.
That
I
little reality comment of.
no.
But factually,
No.
sweetie,
In it-
that's what you are.
only-
It's like, who the fuck? Like,
Only if we had a conversation where she and I, or he, or whatever we were talking about, came down to facts of the bottom line. We just wouldn't have that conversation. We might have it like the first couple times or whatever when she's going through it or whatever. And then that's it. And then she'll know that I know. She also knows that she's a she and not a he. So she knows, her parents know, but we don't have to. All right, fine. You could be whatever you want to be, but the reality at the end of the train, when everybody has a deep conversation about the facts of what's happening in your body, I can't change that. I'm not going to pretend. That is pretending to me at that point. But on top, I'm not going to be unsupportive. You could do whatever you want, however you want to do it. If you feel this way in your head, I feel for you. I don't want you to feel bad. I don't want you to like hurt yourself or think you feel out of place or whatever. So do whatever you need to do. But at the end of the day, if you want to have that conversation with your father, you know where I stand. And you, as the person that has transitioned, also knows that reality. So what is the problem?
okay. So I kind of hear what you're saying in terms of just that specific thing. Like, I thought that it was just like, you know, if she was to be like, you know, like.
No, I'm not going to challenge
if
her
it
on
was
her
just
shit,
like, right,
whatever.
and you were like, okay, well, but just to let you know, you were then I'm like, what the fuck, man, you know? But if you're telling me that it's a conversation where she wants to talk about the reality of stuff and she's saying that the reality is that
Then it's-
then I can, okay, then, you know, then fine. Then you, in that situation, you guys are allowed to have a discussion in terms of, you know, that in a cordial manner.
Right.
Okay. You know, like, all right. Okay. That I can.
And that's how I feel with
Bend with it.
everybody, you know, anybody that's doing this. Just don't. There's a line. There's I don't even know what to call it. It's just like a truth boundary. Like, all right, now you've tipped over into fantasy world, you know, and then now you expect everybody around you to tip over into fantasy world. No.
So I think that's another reason why everyone hated this whole Rachel Dolezal chick. You know, the white woman who says that she's black and has been living life as a black woman.
Oh yeah, that one.
This is one of
Right.
the reasons why
There's
everyone
another
hated
one.
her, because a lot of the comments that I remember reading when that documentary came out, which I actually really
Can we pull that up?
enjoyed watching. But the documentary about her that came out,
What's her name?
Rachel,
Rach.
right there, first one. See, she's
yeah.
very well. Yeah, on HBO. Yep, she told her side of
That's
the
the one.
story.
All right, we'll just play like a quick little. It's 6 minutes. I don't want to play the whole thing.
Yeah.
So give a brief like description of what this is about before.
So Rachel Dolezal is, again, she's biologically a white woman, right, who was born white to two white parents, and she identifies as a black woman. She lives life as a black person, and so she's been around for also the thing with her is that it came out that this is what happened. So she was on the board or something like that for the NAACP or some shit like that, and like during the time that she was there, it then came out that she was actually really white, not black, but she presented the whole time as black. That's what it was. And so then when people found out that she was actually really white, but just living this life as black, people were like, the fuck? And then it was like a whole...
All right, we'll just play like a minute of this, and then underneath it, they talk to her parents. I want to know what they have to say.
Rachel Dolezal used to run the Spokane, Washington chapter of the NAACP, the legendary civil rights group chartered to support Black Americans. But Dolezal isn't Black. She just identifies as Black.
Are you African American?
I don't understand the question.
Are your parents, are they white?
And when that fact emerged in
Oh my God.
2015, she lost her job and got famous as a national laughingstock. Dolezal has legally changed her name to Nkechi Amare Diallo,
Oh man,
but
that's
she's
super
using the
black.
name that made her famous to publish her new memoir in full color. Dexter Thomas went to Spokane to meet her.
So,
So really,
yeah, I think he's a little too radical. Martin Luther King has been so sanitized that
Yeah.
some people don't even know that he has anything else that's radical.
Since the controversy, Rachel Dolezal has
okay,
been spending
I
her
don't know.
time at home in Spokane, Washington, trying to
All right, we got the gist of this.
Yeah. So
I do want to hear what her parents have to say. Since we were just talking about parents,
well, how long is that?
I don't know, but we
Are the concepts of transracial and transgender at all comparable? This is just one of the many questions igniting a social media firestorm over Rachel
we're gonna skip
Dolezal.
forward.
She may have resigned her post at the NAACP, but
using a brown crayon instead of a peach one. But her parents tonight say that's not true.
This did not happen.
not at that early age.
This is a fabrication because we were very in touch with our children as they were growing up. I was a stay-at-home mom. I was in touch with the teachers at school when she went to elementary school. This just simply didn't happen. She didn't ever draw herself as an African American.
They say
These are unsupportive parents. Can you believe that?
I mean, how do we know if what they're saying is actually true?
Right.
No, but honestly,
Then
I mean,
forget about it. Anything could be true.
no, but I mean, we really now this is just hearsay. We're just listening to them say something, listening to her say something, and now it's like, okay, in order to really figure if what's really fact is you would have to dig then and talk to her. The elementary
so she's
school and
saying
all
that
this
this
stuff.
is since she was born, she
Yes.
felt like a black.
Yeah, she's saying that
Yeah.
she would draw. Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
But she did have, however, though, in the documentary, though, from HBO, they showed pictures, though, because she talks about that. And there are pictures of her where she was, trying to look like she was like had a little color. So, I mean.
All right. I would only believe this maybe if she was like, grew up in like some all white community with no black friends. And she was, I don't know, somehow, whatever this means, like, acting black, whatever that is, like how do you even determine that? Like, this is, I don't know.
I think what got people about her, what really got people with her is she was a leader in the NAACP, a head person.
Well,
when
the
it comes to really-
NAACP is
black freaking, that's like black owned. I mean, that's like all black, like, the National Association, something for the fuck doesn't, look at this, NAACP, what the hell does the acronym mean? NAACP. Here we go. Yeah, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, right. So she was one of the head people, right? So I think because she was, and because it came out then that, well, actually, you're like factually and biologically white, but you were tricking people. People felt that they were being tricked. And a lot of people in the NAACP and other black and African Americans felt very disrespected by it because they're like, here's this woman. In their minds, they were like, here's this woman who says that she's black when she's really white, as a fucking leader of the NAACP with other colored people who literally have family members and everything who have been slaves and who have fucking had a whole bunch of shit fucking going on with them. And this fucking lady is saying that that was the whole entire thing.
That's exactly how I feel with trans men who get pregnant. I'm like, you're not a man. I'm a fucking man. And that's what these people are saying. You're not black. We're black.
That was the whole thing, yeah.
You know? And
had she
call it something else.
I think had she not been the leader of them, she was just living life as obviously this wouldn't have been even.
They already have
a big deal, but
going back to the men thing, they already have a name for it. It's called trans man.
Yeah, there's
there.
Trans male.
There's your name. Trans men can get pregnant. Trans whatever. Like there you go. You could say whatever the fuck you want in that.
But I'm also wondering too how much of that is, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm wondering how much of that is the media doing a lot of stuff and just putting it out there versus because, and I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, I work so heavily in this field in the population, and so. I'm just kind of wondering, and I have conversations like this all the time, you know, like in terms of just like I see it from all angles, from the person, from the family, from this, from that, like on every single fucking, and I'm just like, I don't know how much of it is media or if it's like really, I don't know.
I think a lot of it is. You're right.
And then they're trying to create
trying to create this
divide.
Turmoil and
they're
divide,
trying to create
right.
a fucking turmoil and all this stuff and get people all roused up about shit when it's like,
when most people are just like. All right. Like, once again, I am that guy that's very like, whatever you want to be. You don't have to tell me shit. I don't give a fuck. Right. But once you utilize a descriptive personal factor, like the word man, and saying all, like, men can get pregnant now, that is a blatant lie. Trans men can get pregnant.
You're just talking about the word. Yeah, just the word.
It's just the wording, really. And like in that article that we were looking at before, they're using words to manipulate people into thinking, like getting people riled up about shit when it's not true. There's no purpose in writing.
Well, I got riled up. You really riled me up.
You did get riled up.
Riled me up. Because I have told you from the beginning my thoughts on if Soul were to be in the LGBTQ population.
And anybody that's a patient or potential patient of Aaliyah, don't judge her on my crazy, stupid fucking opinions about like reality.
I have said very much. I would extremely welcoming in every way, shape, or form.
I am too.
So.
Do you actually believe that I am?
I mean, sometimes I'm on the cusp with you. I don't know. I do. I actually do because I wouldn't be with you if I didn't. But I think that it would still probably challenge a lot of maybe core stuff, stereotypical stuff, cultural stuff that's there that you don't really even think is there. And I see that happening.
Yeah, and me, I don't give a shit about that stuff. The cultural, like, this is how we talk. This is how. All right, fine. We'll talk however the fuck you want. But at the bottom line.
Well, I don't know. You make comments. Like, you do make comments. Like if someone's speaking, like, I don't know, in a slangy kind of way, I've heard you be like, that's so ghetto. They're speaking so ghetto. So you do make fucking
I speak
comments.
like that too. But that's like. All right. If you go to, say, a seminar or something where there was a public speaker and he gets up and speaks, right? If he starts speaking...
First of all, we're talking about also the setting is also different. We're talking about a seminar where
this is just like
that's like when Jay-Z, let's say, goes and speaks to people. He's not, I mean, you hear him. He's not speaking like, but I'm sure when he gets with some other people and he's just out hanging out, shit may change up a little bit, you know? Right? So, like, you just know about, like, your environment and your setting.
Okay. So clearly the person that I'm saying sounds a little ghetto is not aware of their environment or whatever in whatever scenario it is. Listen, I can come across as that shit too. I fucking swear all the time. I can come off as like whatever.
Joe,
But people can call me
Joe,
whatever the
I'm
fuck they
telling you
want.
right
I don't give
now,
a fuck.
oh my God. I want to blow you up so bad
What?
right now, but I'm not even going to. I'm not even going to do that to you just because.
There's a part of me that gives a fuck what everybody says, but at the same time, I don't give a fuck. It's like, I only want to know so I can better myself and come across as an intelligent, good conversationalist, like understanding and like being present and, you know, like respectful in conversations or whatever. Like, if I can better myself through conversation with others and people can tell me, then fine, that's great. But like, at the end of the day, like, you can say something about me and like, I'll take it and maybe it's like, ooh, I can't believe you said that about me, but I'll think about it later, you know, and I'll decide for myself whether that was something there. I could take pieces of it that are important that I can fix about myself, or I could say that whole shit is bullshit. And the way I do that is I'll present it to you. I'll be like, well, this person said this about me. What do you think about that? And I'll present it to like good friends that really know me. And if they agree with it, then okay, well then that person was right. And I got to go apologize to them and be like, hey, listen, this thing you said to me and I got pissed off. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get pissed off because you are right. You know, and I'll say that shit.
This is coming from the guy who literally his first time ever being in a subway around and being in that kind of environment was when I met him and was dating him. And he was in a subway, like all
I went
like,
to Subway before that, one time before
dude,
that.
you had no idea. You were like, what? You put your phone out like that? What if someone takes it? I mean, come on.
What are you trying to say?
I can blow you up so much, and I'm not going to.
I don't live in fucking New York. All I know about subways is fucking movies and shit. So, like, where do you think I got that from? And maybe I'm wrong. And I've learned that I'm wrong. So, like, okay, so fucking what? See, it's the people that can't admit that they're wrong and like take information in that is critical to them, like and not be defensive about it. Like, I don't think that I'm ever really defensive about it, and if I do get like even a little bit inside, I'll just like get quiet and I listen, and then it blows up later outside after the conversation because I got to process it. And this is where I'm like presenting the information to you and to everybody else. I'm like, this person said this. Is this true? I hope it's not. But if it is, then I need to fix this right away. You know? Speaking of, we can.
No, we're done.
No, you don't want to.
It's time to wrap up. That's a whole other conversation. I can't get into that.
You don't want to get into that one? All right. We'll just keep that one secret, I guess.
All right, everyone. Thank you for being a part of.
I feel like this is a very abrupt ending here.
Our podcast today. Well, how else do you want to end it?
I don't know. I feel like you have like secret feelings about.
No,
how
not
I'm
at all.
talking
I'm
right
getting
now.
so I have like a limit, like especially if I'm not at work and I'm not working, I have a limit of how much I can really, like, give mentally, and that limit at 1 hour and 17
you have
minutes,
a limit, huh?
That limit is dwindling.
I have a limit on
And
truth.
so now you're getting the almost like the, you know, like the shutdown is kind of coming a little bit. And I'm like, all right, I feel like I gave 100%. I got really riled up. And now I would like to relax on a Sunday. And I can't do that because my kid's probably going to wake up soon. And I want to stop this so I can at least lay on the couch for fucking 5 minutes.
See, you're
before
always looking.
she wakes up.
Always looking for this escapism. You're looking for the moment of escapism
I'm
that's
looking
only
for
going to
the
be like
moment
5
of
minutes.
Relaxation.
Relaxation can come at any time.
No, it can't, Joe.
Yes, it can.
Joe?
It's all in your head.
Okay,
You could just-
now I can't because I can go on with you all fucking. This is ridiculous. Thank you, everyone, so much for listening and watching.
Yeah. We'll see you next time. Remember, the next episode, Big 50, we're going to think about something, a good topic
gotta
to
be
talk
good.
about,
Gotta really-
and we got to do something.
I feel like we need to have a guest.
Yeah, 50 is a big one.
50 is huge, so.
So, okay. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.